Okay, well, meantime, the COVID-19 pandemic has obviously hit every aspect of our life on the financial front as well. One of them, of course, is the drying up of VC deals. Deal making has slowed down to a trickle. And, within the few deals that are also happening, which seems to be the hot favorite, we have with us Nitish Poddar, partner and national leader for private equity with KPMG India. Thank you so much, Mr. Poddar, for joining us. What sort of a dip have you witnessed in VC deals, that have taken place in, March and Feb 2020 versus what the trend was in the periods before that?
So look, my view is that, if you look at the March quarter, right, we had witnessed about $2.2 billion worth of VC deals that happened. Whilst it is slightly lesser than what happened in the December quarter, I think that was largely driven by the fact that there were no large ticket deals, which is the $750-800 million of deals, that ticket size that did not happen during that period. The full impact of COVID was still not felt. I think in the March quarter, there were deals in the funnel which got consummated, etc. I think the real challenge for us will be to see what happens in quarter two, which is the quarter April to June, right, wherein the full impact of COVID will get felt. But another thing that I want to point out is that the total value of deals that happened in the world, in the VC space, was about $61 billion, right? And India is less than 5% of that entire deal portfolio. So we had about $2.2 billion worth of deals, right? With $190 billion of dry powder with VC funds waiting to be invested. If you really ask me, I believe that over the course of this financial year, which is March 2021, India may actually come out to be a beneficiary rather than a loser.
Why do you think that, Mr. Poddar? What makes you so optimistic on India being able to attract all that international venture capital? Why do you believe that?
So a couple of points, right? Clearly, I think globally, the two things that will be tested is, one, the business models, right? So not all type of venture-backed funds, all type of venture-backed deals and all sort of subsectors will not see the same level of interest now going forward, right? Hospitality and leisure, we know, is the first one that will get impacted, and I don't think they are coming back in a jiffy. So therefore, the subsector in which we need to focus on is one that is critical. And the second point, which all the VCs will focus on, is sustainable growth. Now, coming to your question in terms of why I believe is that, look, India is a 138 billion people economy. Whether we like it or we don't like it, it is a consumption-led economy, right? And with the internet being probably the only thing which is available to masses in a manner that no other thing is available, I think tech is what is going to drive the future. So for example, I will give you a few examples, right? When demonetization happened, right, what came to the forefront? Paytm, I don't want to name, but basically all fintech companies, right? So basically all payment wallets, etc., took a huge boost. This today is going to change the way some of the businesses are done. Online grocery, which is considered to be the holy grail of e-commerce, some of these kind of businesses, which are very prevalent in India, were not necessarily making money and not driving scale, will now become much scalable because people are now getting into the habit of using those services, right? And with a consumption-led economy, I think there will be a huge amount of VC funding that will come into India. Scale was our problem. I think COVID-19 in a few subsectors will solve that problem in my view. And that's why I think there'll be a far larger interest from VC funds in India, from VC funds investing into India.
Right. So, we've seen earlier that, most of the deals, at least in the last few years, have happened. Again, you don't want to take names, so we can say that, fintech, tech-related companies, tech consumer companies, financial-related fintech companies, that's the way where you expect such deals to happen or flows to happen. They also need a lot of funding, when you want to grow. So do you think that they'll get those growth capital coming in by the end of the year?
Yes, fundamentally, if I were to look at subsectors, right, and if I were to pick and choose, my personal view is that, look, e-commerce will continue to be very, very attractive from an investor standpoint, right? Within e-commerce, you can have subsectors like online food and grocery delivery, daily needs delivery, etc., which will now take a huge boost, which will now become scalable. But I think what will be very, very interesting in terms of subsectors, health tech, med tech will be a very big winner. Ed tech will be a very big winner. Online entertainment and gaming in India will again be a very big winner, right? Gaming has not attracted the kind of investments we had thought that will come into India, barring a couple of names that all of us know. So gaming and online entertainment will become very big. The other theme that I believe will play out very strongly, still at a very nascent stage, is agri-tech. There are only a few companies that are operating in that space, still small, but I think a lot of companies in these subsectors will, in the years to come, become unicorns, soonicorns.